we're back for Taishō Romance. I try my best, you know. I try my best to words, but it just doesn't work. It just doesn't happen, you know. Taishō Romance. Everybody loves Taishō Romance. Taishō Romance Theater by Sweetsome Games. Hey, Sinope, welcome in. Is it? In my mind, I've been saying it Sinope the whole time. Is that right? Or am I? What's the right pronunciation? Regardless, well, not regardless, regardful, but Dev in chat. Everyone say hi, Dev in chat, or don't. It's your call. Words are okay. Weeva, welcome in, Glottal. How are you doing, lovely? Yes, we're checking out Taishō Romance Theater today. Well, in these 2 hours. I'm gonna play in English, because it is the one that I speak most confidently. Oh, we good? All good? The viewpoints of the characters do not represent the author's stance. This story is purely fictional, is not related to any real persons, events, or organizations. This demo contains mild blood, grotesque, violent, and horror elements. Duly noted. Along with content that may be disturbing to some. Don't worry about the pronunciation. You got it, Ted. The gore content is very late in the demo. Okay, so we probably won't get to it today. But just in case. Everyone behave. We all know how Chad is. I love you. If you feel uncomfortable while playing, please exit the game immediately. Some scenes in the game featured grotesque imagery, including exposed entrails and similar content. On dating day? Please choose below whether this type of content will be displayed. The setting can be changed at any time via your audience advisory or prefs menu. Please adjust according to your personal preference and level of comfort. If you change the setting during gameplay, you'll need to roll back to the start of the affected scene in order to view the updated visuals. Alright. Interesting. Well, I also need to, I think, stretch the game on my stream a little bit. I do have some languages, but it has been a hot minute since I've practiced most of them. Oh. Where's the fuck? There we go. There's the that. Incredible. Let's. Love when my date has exposed entrails. Let's play it safe, I guess, for stream, and say no. But personally, I would probably go. Do we have sound settings? Start loads. Seeing new members, contact us. Preferences. There we go. Just down a bit, down a smidge. Text speed up. I'm really liking the visuals, though. On, off, on, off. Yeah, this is really, really nice stylistically. It does take me a second to navigate the menus, because I have to be like, gallery means, but the info is on there. You just have to read it. It's cute. I really like it. Release the entrail cut. If you want the entrail cut, Ravane, you can go check out the demo yourself in the pinned post. Or in the description below, if you're watching this on YouTube. With that in mind, I'm assuming that's the warning again. Taishō Romance Theater. Grand opening. I think I might be dreaming. A warm, soft darkness wraps around me. In the boundless distance, specks of light glimmer like emeralds. I drift in this amniotic blackness, which bathes my bare eyes, ears, nose, and mouth in bliss. As that brilliant jade hue engulfs my body, the stars begin to blink in unison. And from the furthest depths, from within me, from such an intimate darkness, rises a chorus of sighs, so familiar that it brings tears to my eyes. You need to do something really emotionally resonant with me to make me come back to the VOD. Maybe I wasn't talking to you, Ravane. Maybe I was talking to people who were watching this on YouTube. I don't know what's gonna happen. That or have a rap battle. I'm not gonna have a rap battle. Here you are. Something brushes gently against my cheek, delicate as a feather. It stirs a breath of air that leaves ripples in my vision. Even smaller than I thought. So it's been this long. I'm gonna turn this sound down a little bit. Is that... yeah. Even smaller than I thought. So it's been this long. I want to open my mouth, to ask whose voice this is. But what reaches my senses, even before the voice, is a taste. Bitter and impossible to describe. Except for describing it as bitter, I guess. But even so. Why can't I remember your name, no matter how hard I try? At some point, I'm not sure when, that feather-like sensation gently settled over my face. Why are you making that face? It's not like you at all. Well, I'd like to gaze at you a little more, but this place is not for you. I'm sorry to have troubled you. Kotori Sakuma. Next time we meet, don't forget me. I fear I might. Kotori. My head hurts. Who's calling me? You alright? Come on, wake up. A voice tinged with concern, someone gently shaking my shoulder. I'm already really digging the art style. I pry my eyes open. The familiar interior of the car swims into view, and so does Kazuya, his face taut with worry. Thoughts and memories fall back into place. The din outside seeps through the windows as the car speeds along a road lined with gas street lamps. We're on the way to our new residence in Ginza. The troupe leader, Kazuya, seems intent on settling down in Tokyo this time. No, I'm fine. Guess I just overslept. I couldn't wake you up at all. Were you having a nightmare? My body is still sluggish from sleep, and cold, clammy sweat clings to my skin. In the car window, I see my reflection, haggard and drawn. Maybe I did dream of something. But no matter how I try, I can't dredge up the faintest memory of it. They asked one thing of us. Don't forget them. Dang it, Kotori. I glance at Kazuya. Anxiety is still written all over his face. He's been so pale lately. For a moment, I can't tell which one of us looks more like they've just escaped a nightmare. I'd better not worry him. It's nothing. I'm just a bit tired. What about you? You didn't get any rest either. You look even worse than me. You were tossing and turning in your sleep. I thought you were having another flare-up. As long as you're fine now, that's all that matters. It's been a whole year. Can't expect everything to be like it was back then. Flare-ups. That's a long story. We were supposed to arrive in Tokyo a year ago to begin our tour. But maybe that's how accidents are. No rhyme or reason. Something happened to our train that day, and I hit my head during the accident, so I can't recall much from before. Is this the hotly anticipated Goth Smooch Simulator 2025? It might well be. By some stroke of luck, no one else in the troupe was seriously injured. Only I was knocked unconscious for quite a while, leaving me with headaches that come and go. Since then, Kazuya has gotten overly worried about me. His own health has been getting worse too, though he's still in good spirits. Just like Hatsuyuki. She claims it's only from the shock, but whenever I say to take it easy or get some rest, she either doesn't answer or changes the subject. Well, I'll get some proper rest once the premiere is over. Things are fine for now. Thank you for caring so much about me. Anyway, Tokyo seems to have changed again. Did the tracks run this far out last time? It's quite the sight. How does it feel to be back after so long? Kazuya's words leave me at a loss. Everyone says I grew up in Tokyo, but I have only the most fleeting impression of this vast city. Also, this might be a problem with all big cities, but everything here just feels suffocating. The buildings, the railway lines, the bustling throngs. Do I really fit in here? What was that? Nothing. Well, If you really want to know, I'm just a bit worried. Why this all of a sudden? We can't possibly be the only troupe in Tokyo, can we? So that's what's bothering you. It'll be fine. With you and Hatsuyuki here, all we need is to keep doing what we've done during the tours. But I suppose it's good that you're so nervous. Who's nervous? Alright, have it your way. Well, Hamuro-sensei gave me the script a couple of days ago. Want to go over it together tonight? Hamuro-sensei came back? Hamuro-sensei is a playwright on good terms with Kazuya. Kazuya has always held them in high regard and entrusted them with the script this time. Although Hamuro-sensei is technically a member of the troupe too, they've always been elusive. I haven't seen them a single time in almost a week on the road. I thought we'd be waiting a while longer. You mean it's just that no one told me? Sorry. I was planning to tell you once we got settled, since we've been on the go lately. Rest has to come first. Nihonbashi. We're almost there. Not this again. Fine, I'll let you off this time. So this is Ginza. The closer we get to Ginza, the more I can sense Tokyo's opulence. My only real impression is of the crowds, but here at least the extreme value of every square foot of land is almost tangible. Living in a place like this, Kazuya said we have an investor's backing, but I still can't help feeling uneasy. Not to mention the car rental fee, we used to pinch pennies to make ends meet. My thoughts drift further and further away, and by the time I regain my focus, Kazuya has already moved on to another topic. Oh, did I ever tell you? About where we'll be staying? Sorry, what? Apart from mentioning it's in Ginza, he's never brought it up. Must have slipped his mind with everything going on. The house we're staying in. Half the ground floor is rented out to a cafe. Here it's quite a popular spot. Though coffee isn't really a novelty in Tokyo anymore, their fresh fruit ice cream is one of a kind. I remember you and Hatsuyuki loved this back in school, and you were the only ones who could afford it. I almost say, isn't it kind of weird eating cold treats in winter? But the look on Kazuya's face somehow stops the words in my throat. It's like he's lost in memories. Maybe I really did love those little treats back then. Surprisingly, this also takes place in August 2004. I don't remember... I know that Taishō is a period in Japan, but I don't know what years. I did look it up, and then I forgot, because I'm well organized like that. Maybe I really did love those little treats back then. I'll give it a try if I get the chance. Taishō's about 1920s. Cool. So Google Maps probably not a thing yet. But you never know. And you've still got some ways to go. Anything else on your mind? Tell me more about the old days. Why the sudden interest? Where to begin? I guess I'll start with how things were before the troupe came together. We first met in Sasaki-sensei's piano class. You always had that stony face, looking so glum. I couldn't really hold a conversation, so Hatsuyuki tried every trick to make you smile. Found out you liked ice cream only because she dragged you to try out the nearby cafe. You barely said a word, but you sure weren't shy with the food, so... Then you blurted something out, which is how we learned that you just thought it was so cool. Hey. As much as I'd love to shoot this down, that does sound like the kind of thing I'd do. If I needed directions to a local shop which sold adhesives, would I use Google Maps? You know what, Jelly Friend? You just might. You just might, Jelly Friend. If. And that's a big if. Judging from Kazuya's expression, he could keep going. No, I don't think that'll go well. Let's leave it at that. Anything else? How have you two been lately? You and Hatsuyuki both look so worn out every day, and your mind's always wandering. You two aren't keeping anything from me, are you? No, why would we? I haven't even said anything and you're getting all worked up. Sorry, I just what? I was teasing you earlier, but the truth is, I also... we've had so many delays getting to Tokyo. I didn't want to bring down the morale. One sec, sorry. Kazuya forces a smile, but it seems rather strained. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pushed you like that. But you know you can talk to me about these things. I'm back. Is this one gay? This one's not... It's somber. This one is somber so far. We don't yet know how gay this one is. I shouldn't have pushed you like that. But you know you can talk to me about these things. Yes, I know you were about me too. Thank you. I can tell you have more questions, don't you? And what's the script about? Hamuro-sensei said it's based on your... Right, you don't remember. You once brought back a manuscript of an old play from quite a long time ago. Hamuro-sensei took a look and said it was very inspiring. Apparently this new script was influenced by it. I brought that? Yeah, but that was ages ago, back when the troupe was just getting started. Later you gave the manuscript to Hamuro-sensei. If you want it back, I'll ask them for it when they return. Kazuya, sometimes I think he really takes things too seriously. It's fine. No need to bother. As we speak, the car makes a turn past a cafe sign. It veers away from the bright, bustling main street and comes to a stop in a narrow valley. All that glitter and clamour vanishes abruptly, along with the words I meant to say. The alley is deserted but neatly swept. The space before the doorway is lit by the dim glow of a yellow lamp. The cars carrying the other members are already parked up ahead, and people are moving back and forth with luggage. Alright, let's go. I didn't even notice Kazuya getting out. The coat draped over his arm adds to his gentlemanly air as he opens the car door on my side. You... Never mind. It's cold. After so long inside the warm car, it slipped my mind how biting the wind would be. We do not look like we're doing well. I hurriedly scramble back to grab my jacket, but Kazuya beats me to it. He shakes out the coat he's holding and wraps it around me. He buttons my collar, takes a step back and looks me over head to toe, then nods in seeming satisfaction. There we go. His faint scent of alcohol and antiseptic is now more noticeable than ever. Thank you, God, for fixing my weird body. The chilly air still brushes against my exposed skin, but for some reason I feel as if I'm burning up instead. I'll go in first. Ah! I'm trying to shake off this odd atmosphere, but as I hastily barge ahead, I forgot to pay attention to my surroundings. Before I know it, I've crashed headlong into a young man. It's not the pain that hits first, but a strange, cloyingly sweet smell like rotting fruit. Sorry, I wasn't watching where I was going. Are you alright, Sakuma-san? Katori, are you okay? Fine. Sorry about that. I'm just glad you're okay. Let me carry those up for you. Time for a break. At last. Okay, then! Sorry. Time for a break. At last. After unpacking the last suitcase, I've got no energy left for etiquette. I collapse onto the sofa, utterly spent. Leaning against the sofa cushion, I stare blankly at the ceiling light for a while until I feel myself gradually reviving. And the gifts I brought. Gifts for the Polonia seals! And there's still a jumbled heap in the corner. The Polonia seals on the wrapping gleam under the light. I receive these gifts every month. I practically have the pattern memorized down to the last detail, but they leave me inexplicably irritated. To be honest, I have no clue who's been sending them, but Kazuya told me they've been arriving backstage ever since my debut performances, always stamped with the same Polonia seals. It's most likely some young master or lady from a distinguished family, since they get to use an emblem, but their taste is unfathomable. Most of the gifts just end up collecting dust. Oh, look at the time. Kazuya's probably waiting at the rehearsal room by now. Forget it, I'll deal with this stuff later. My hair's I turn to glance behind me. It's empty. Nothing there at all. Was that just my imagination? Why am I getting so paranoid? Hey, been waiting long? Not at all. Really, wouldn't it be better to take a break tonight instead? I reflexively touch my face. Kazuya notices and can't help but laugh. Don't worry, you haven't got eye bags. Here's the script. Why don't you take a look first? He hands me a stack of neatly bound papers, the cover entirely blank. Got any rice? Oh my, Takemi-sama. You've come at an unfortunate time. The aged rice is long gone. All that is left is the grain from the new harvest. Not a single bag. Not a single bag. If you want some, you'll have to come earlier tomorrow. And ready your purse, for the price has risen by 1 sen. I don't know, seems pretty gay. Fine, fine. Still got dried fish at home. Change is good for the appetite. It's no big deal. I'm off. No need to see me out. Take care, sir. Penniless wretch. How long will radish leaves and dried fish fill your stomach? Sensei, you're getting distracted again. My apologies, You seem down lately. Because of the unpaid wages? You're still a student. You needn't worry about these things. I'll be here for class, no matter what. If you hadn't turned it off, they'd have their entrails out the entire time. No, I'm not thinking about school. It's just that I saw a job advertisement the other day. For a newspaper. Let's welcome in! I didn't change the alerts. That's probably not going to happen ever. I'll be real with you. Welcome in, thank you for the raid. How was Metroid Prime Remastered? I keep meaning to play that. I have it. Someone bought it for me on Throne. I have yet to play it. Oh no! How did it go? Hand. Frighten. Flee. I have played a bit of Metroid Prime before. It was very fun, but not checked out the remaster yet. We are continuing the Choose Wisely Festival. Today we're playing a bunch of dating games, although this one, so far, we don't know if we got romance yet. We have been warned there'll be entrails, which I have turned off in the settings, but I don't know what descriptions may yet come through, so hence the warning up above my head. But I'm loving the vibes of it so far. We are, I think we're an actor, presumably, and we don't remember much about our past. And we've just arrived at a new theater, presumably? Or no, we're currently in the house we're staying in. Presumably theater nearby. You can date the entrails! And yes, we're just reading through the new script that we have. So, with that in mind, this game features content that some viewers may find disemboweling. I mean, yeah. No, I'm not thinking about school. It's just that I saw a job advertisement the other day for a newspaper. I was thinking, you write such fine essays, Sensei. Wouldn't hurt to give it a try, don't you think? It pays so well. But it's been years since I... It doesn't matter, Sensei. There are lots of students eager to try their luck and in urgent need of your guidance. Might not be wrong. Fascinating thing for the dev to say. Thank you for the follow. I'm out of firewood. The rice too. Where do these rats come from? Not a grain spared. And there's still the rent. Is it true? With no money, is there no hope? At least this pen can still write. In late spring, as warmth swiftly returns to the land, I receive an invitation from an old friend, and thus I journey to a temple within the mountains to behold the weeping cherry in full bloom. How have you been? He inquires of me. Perhaps due to the heady wine or the petals that float within my cup, I find myself wholly intoxicated. The deepest truths of my soul, it seems, can only be spoken amidst such sweet scenery. Wait, why is it cut off? Kazuya doesn't seem surprised. Maybe it's a misprint? Never mind, I'll improvise for now. Oh! I say... Never did I think the pursuit of happiness would be so exhausting. Wait, what? As soon as I speak that line, the remaining text is swept away by some unseen force. In its place, black lines writhe and squirm across the page. weaving themselves into new words faster than I can blink. Very stylish Taishō menu. Very stylish menu, though, yes. All the style is just oozing out of this game. I'm loving it. Also, I didn't mention it before, but some of the vibes I was getting off of, like, yes, he took a lot of interest in the script you brought, and he seemed interested in doing something based off that. Read quite, like, cosmic horror vibes to me. I don't know quite why. I think it's Ravane misspelling choose. Potentially. But I prefer to say Taishō. It's more fun that way. In its place, black lines writhe and squirm across the page, weaving themselves into new words faster than I can blink. My blood feels like it's boiling, surging through my veins, searing my throat. It's Ravane looking at the screen. Yes, king in yellow. Yeah, exactly. 100%. The pain blazes like I'm swallowing flames, as if raw flesh is being torn from my mouth to feed those growing black lines. The mind goes blank. When I manage to come to, flip ahead a few pages, the text has settled into a coherent story. There's no remaining trace of the distortion from before. My friend's face is steeped in the glow of dusk and a faint memory stirs. No, that's not how it goes. My eyes are fine. Am I haunted or something? A dull ache blooms in my head. My temples draw tight, pounding. Those black marks imprinted on my retina still twitch spasmodically in the corners of my vision. But as soon as I focus my gaze, they turn into perfectly ordinary blocks of type, lying completely still. It's as if this is how they've always been. As if everything I saw was just a mere illusion. My dazed look must be too obvious. Kazuya puts down his script, with that mix of confusion and concern back on his face. Is that all for today? My eyes kind of hurt. Sorry, I've crumpled the pages. You'd better take a break first. It's my fault. I should have made sure you got enough rest before talking about the script. I'll bring you a new copy when you're feeling better. Alright? I really don't want Kazuya worrying about me. Before I know it, a lie comes rolling off my tongue to cover things up. Forget it. It's better to have him think I'm tired than to have him know I might be losing my mind. Kotori? Thanks. That sounds good. But I still need to read the script. Can I borrow yours for now? As the cold water splashes my face, there's a belated flare of pain in my forehead. Kazuya's copy of the script is also the altered version, but he wouldn't joke around like this, and he couldn't possibly be in cahoots with me to trick myself. Everything seems as though it's always been this way. And that thing I saw in the mirror. What is going on? Looks like curses and hauntings might not be flights of fancy after all. That's a surprisingly blasé way to say that. It's like, well, guess it's ghosts. Guess I'm haunted. Oh, Kotori. Huh? Hey, superstar, you don't look so good. Has Kazuya been giving you a hard time? Hatsuyuki? Only the sound of that familiar voice makes me realize I've been in a trance here for who knows how long. The troupe's leading actress blinks at me. She's standing before me, her green eyes as vivid as two emeralds against her pallid skin, their gaze locked unwaveringly on my face. When did you get here? No, wait, did you get any rest? When? Oh, I guess around the time a certain Kotori was spacing out and his stomach started growling. Growling? Alright, let's go grab a bite to eat. You can't sleep on an empty stomach. Just think of it as keeping me company, okay? Hatsuyuki takes my hand and pulls me off the sofa with a gentle tug, like a snare closing around a fledgling. Her hand is so cold, but her eyes stay fixed on me, narrowed slightly at the corners, like a cat, or a bird, or a fox, or some other sharp and sly creature waiting for my response. I can't recall exactly how close we used to be, as classmates and friends. Despite that, I think I could lose my memory all over again, and still be helpless to refuse her. How about the cafe next door? Shall we? The cafe's fireplace is lit. We're here right at dinner time. The air is rich with warmth and the aroma of food, perfect for soothing strained nerves. It's been a while since we last shared a meal. Thinking about it, as I nestle into a soft armchair in the corner. It feels like a lifetime ago. Smokey! Welcome in! We're your problem now! A delightful problem to have. Welcome in, Raiders! How y'all doing? We are playing Taishō Romance Theater. We're doing this as part of the Choose Wisely Festival, which is a festival going on Steam right now, dedicated to narrative-driven games and player choice sort of things. This one's spooky. This one's scurry, gang. Today is meant to be a day dedicated to, like, dating-y, romanceable partners, and we've had a lot of good ones. So far, not seen much romance in this one, but time may yet tell. But yes, we're getting kind of Cthulhu vibes so far. We are an actor. We just tried reading through our script, and there were words missing. We improvised a line, and then suddenly words started appearing on the page. How was the rest of Twink Alien Game? The rest of Twink Alien Game was very good. It was... I mean, you saw the start of it. It carried on very strongly. So yeah, we're now on to Taishō Romance Theater. And I'm having a great time with it. I love the art. The style is just... oh, incredible. But yes, Milky, thank you so much for the raid. If you need to raid and run, absolutely fine. Don't worry about that. But it's the point where every English teacher needs to explain to their class that romance can mean two different things. I know Tony went to go play it and never came back. Yeah, we miss her. We miss Tony. Hatsuyuki calls the server over for the menu. While I flip through it, she props her chin on her hand, staring straight at me. I give in, closing the menu and raising it to shield my face. I think I hear her laugh. The sound drifts across the table and finds its way into my ears. I'll have soda water and a sandwich, thanks. Oh no, this is me talking. I'll have soda water and a sandwich, thanks. What about you? Also want to have a nap, which you just emerged from. We summoned them! We brought Tony back from the brink of snoozing, I guess. What about you? Me? This one, I guess. There's a rustle from her side. Then the menu is plucked from my hands. Hatsuyuki stacks the two hefty folders together and passes them to the waiting server. Once the server is gone, her gaze returns to me, her expression abruptly serious. Almost accidentally ordered a happy sandwich, but actually it was a somber sandwich. Alright, enough of that. What's with you today? You seem so out of it. You're giving me a real scare. I'm not like Kazuya. I won't just let you get away with an I'm fine. Her tone is light, but I know that she means it. There's no bluffing my way out from under that gaze. Not today. I'm not sure where to start. Then start from arriving in Tokyo. How about that? If you say so. With Hatsuyuki's gentle eyes trained on me, a feeling slowly stirs. The sense that it might not be too bad to talk about this after all. When I finish my last sentence, Hatsuyuki is still watching me, silent and solemn. After a while, she smiles. There's something a little uncanny about it. Had any dreams lately? When I fell asleep in the car, I think I dreamed about something really important. I can't remember what it was. Let me think. Hope this is the next game. Good. Thank you very much, Tony. Have a good time at work. If you can. I'm sure you've heard all sorts of Japanese legends about gods and spirits, haven't you? There are more deities up in Takamagahara than there are grains of rice in a vat. Wait, are you serious? Since your surname is Sakuma, I'd say that's the most likely possibility. Yeah, hold up your hand. Block the light for me. What's Sakuma got to do with it? Even as I think this to myself, I'm already reaching out to unfold her small, cold hand in mine. That odd flowing sensation revives within me, a restless current which seems to be drawn towards something, but without the searing pain from before. Oh! In Hatsuyuki's hand, specks of light emerge from nowhere. They flicker briefly, and as if kneaded by an invisible force, they condense into a little bird that glows with faint blue light. This girl out here just creating birds! Okay, if we can date Hatsuyuki, we've got to. The young bird's downy grey feathers graze against my fingertips, leaving an airy wisp of warmth. It perches on Hatsuyuki's palm, head cocked to the side, looking very much like a duck. Is that a swan? When I finally managed to stutter out those words, Hatsuyuki bursts into uncontrollable laughter, her shoulders heaving with mirth. In the blink of an eye, the little bird dissolves back into specks of light and fades with her chuckle. It's a duck! Just a duck. The point is, that's how it feels, isn't it? Something's about to burst out from within you, and you have strange visions. That's how you identify swans. They look like duck. Yes. Right. We've still got some time before the food comes, so I'll tell you a thing or two. What you bear is an inborn talent. The gods generously bestow their dregs upon the lucky few, and so we gain a sliver of power. Power that was never truly ours to wield. Who can say if it's a blessing or a curse, but it invariably grants us some special abilities. And of course, it's passed down through the bloodline. That part isn't great. I'm not sure what exact terminology is used in Japan, but anyway, just think of it as sorcery, onmyodo, or Shinto magic. That sort of thing. According to most... let's call them mages. According to most mages, there are two kinds of magic. One kind can be wielded by mages through study, though it still involves some simple rituals. The other is a unique magic, born from the fusion of oneself with these dregs. It's known as a talent. Even within a single family, no two people share the same talent. I don't know what your talent is, but it's best to keep that to yourself. And that's because most mages have a strict taboo against magic that deals with the soul, or life and death. If everyone were to treat life and death so carelessly, the world would be thrown into chaos. This kind of magic also takes a tremendous toll on the body. My point is, keep your secrets. Even from me. If the burden upon the body, or here... Hatsuyuki lifts a hand and taps her temple. Becomes too great, a mage's flesh will gradually mutate into a more primitive state, until they transform into a monster, mindless and deathless. Most call this process reversion, and so far, there seems to be no way to undo it. You mentioned earlier that I'm in Sakuma, so that's why you brought it up? Just like I carry the name Baryakinskaya. The Sakuma family is renowned in Japan too, after all. When we first met, you were just an ordinary person. I never expected it to turn out like this. But if we do find a way, we shall call it re-reversion. And if it happens another time after that, re-re-re-reversion, and so on and so forth. You get it. Or re-re-reversion. I may have said one too many. It does start to get too complicated after that point. Maybe it was that accident. I failed to protect everyone. Hatsuyuki's voice gradually lowers and her expression clouds. Her fingers twist together. Accidents can't be predicted. That's just how they are. The waiter arrives with the tray and starts to arrange the dishes before us. Only then does this transient space of ours awaken from its heavy silence. The sandwich exudes just the right amount of heat, and the wheaten aroma of the toast mingles evenly with the fragrance of the scrambled eggs and steak. Combined with the lettuce sprinkled with sauce, it all sparks a rare thought within me. That seems worth a try. Before Hatsuyuki sits a plate of konjac. Konjac? I don't think I know what that is. Drizzled with black syrup. She frowns as she struggles to swallow an entire piece. She once said that she hates this sort of thing, since it's like biting into a limp and slimy slug. Limp and slimy slug. I might be making my doubts too apparent. After catching her breath with a gulp of lemonade, Hatsuyuki begins to speak, uncharacteristically hesitant. Don't give me that look. I need to keep in shape these days. I don't want to have to adjust my costume later. How do you like the food here? Well, my tongue's having a pretty good time. Is that so? Good. Oh, right. Tomorrow, do you want to go check out the theatre Kazuya booked for our performance? We can try getting up on stage. Who knows? Might help set the mood. And satisfy curiosity? And satisfy my curiosity? I'm still drinking my soda as Hatsuyuki forces down the plate of konjac, settles the bill, and thrusts her hand out the door to catch the falling snowflakes. She's always had impeccable table manners. That konjac must have really put her off. I pull on my coat, doing up the buttons as I pass through the motley crowd loitering in the cafe, until a strangely familiar figure brings my feet to a standstill. It's a girl clad in an ornate gown, expressionlessly sipping her drink. The red and gold flare of her skirt reminds me of a fish gliding through dark water. Her table is laden with dishes, and a maid stands next to her, slicing the food. The girl's back remains fastidiously straight. Even her spoon swirls. I'm clicked out of the window. Even her spoon swirls through the coffee without a sound. But when those golden eyes turn in my direction, a shiver runs through me, like a serpent just clapped down on my neck. Snapping back to myself, I flee. I shove open the cafe door and put its bulk between me and her gaze. What's up? Why the rush? Nothing. We should get back. Hatsuyuki saunters down the street with me in tow. The sky has darkened and a thin layer of snow carpets the ground, already melting in the warm air issuing from the storefronts, and then freezing again to form slick ice beneath our feet. Around the corner, a simple udon stall sits at the mouth of the alley. The rich scent of oil and soy sauce bubbles forth. It brings some touch of life to the otherwise deserted alleyway. Even from this distance, I can hear the drunken hubbub at the stall. Chief, can you keep it down? What, so that bastard can dump this hot potato in my lap and I can't say a damn thing about it? How's this even supposed to work? He's got no connections. He thinks I've got enough to deal with that old fox's tricks? I don't have any other choice. Shibata-kun, as soon as something comes up, you're always cringing with your tail between your legs. Knock it off. It's not like I can handle this either. Tell me, what the hell does he want from us? He can refuse to go home? What am I supposed to do? Break his legs and drag him back? What a shit show. Guess I just gotta put up with it. Chief, please, that's enough. Huh? The inebriated woman suddenly swivels, like she has eyes in the back of her head, and shoots a glance right at us. Then she gives the young man next to her a smart hack on the... A smart hack? A hard smack on the shoulder. Ah, Chief! Whatever, just eat your noodles. Oh, thank you. I have a lot of fun with voice acting on my streams. And boy howdy have I done a lot today. Tomorrow might be interesting, depending on how my voice is doing. By the time we skirt round those two drunkards and make our way back to the lodgings, night has fully descended. Thank you, Glottal, fixing my weird body. Oh no! My water bottle is empty. I will fix my weird body in, I think, about 10 minutes or so. We'll have an ad break. I'll do it then. But also, I feel like it specified... Was tomorrow Weird Game Day? Tomorrow is Weird Game Day. I can't do it. Well, the trouble is, Ravane, all of the voices might be... Okay, so this is... Hello. I am every single character and they all sound like this today. Oh my god. What is that? Some kind of alien monster? Oh no. Oh god. It's eating the children. Please. There must be another way. I'll hold you to it. Please do. I mean, to be fair, I've been good about taking breaks during this, because I want people not to miss stuff. So, but, yes. It'll happen, don't you worry. By the time we skirt round those two drunkards and make our way back to the lodgings, night has fully descended. Ahead of me, Hatsuyuki quietly nudges the door ajar. Then, like a squirrel, she slips through the narrow gap. Warm air billows out from within, and a faint tingling ache slowly returns to my cheeks, numb from the cold wind. It's pitch black indoors. I can hear scattered rustling sounds. Why are the lights all out? Hatsuyuki and I are back. Where is everyone? 1, 2... Welcome home, Sakuma-kun! Golden flakes and colourful ribbons cascade from above, accompanied by the clicking of a light switch. They all look like they're having such a nice time. Troupe members pop out of hiding in every corner of the first floor, like mushrooms after rain, their hands still dusted with flecks of gold. Seizing the moment, Hatsuyuki swiftly wraps her arm around my shoulders, leaving me no chance to dodge the ensuing flurry of embraces. You guys, what's going on here? Of course we're celebrating the grand finale of our Emerald Eye Troupe's national tour, Tokyo! Sure, we ran into some delays this year and didn't get to schedule any shows, but from Kyoto to Nagoya to Osaka to Tokyo. Oh, and all those little towns in between. We've been going strong for 2 whole years. It's been rough. Aburatani-kun and I spent the whole day unpacking and settling in before we could even think about pulling this off. And wow, our costumes won't even fit inside these 2 huge wardrobes now. Who'd have thought? Everything from Molière to Shakespeare. We didn't notice at the time. It's only when you start taking stock of all the costumes and props that it really hits you. So many troupe members popping up that there's barely any space left. And there's more! Alright, we're also celebrating that The Fool's Feast has already sold. Has already sold... How many tickets was it again? It's a full house. 800 seats, plus the VIP boxes on the balcony. That's right, on opening night! Even after laying low for nearly a year, people still remember us. Naniwa's vibrant voice practically drills through my eardrums into my skull. I curse myself for not having 2 extra hands to shield my ears against the onslaught of sound waves. Enough of that. And there seem to be loyal fans of the troupe visiting from elsewhere. They've come all this way just to see this performance. It's all thanks to our leader and everyone. And of course, Sakamo-kun especially. Or else we wouldn't be doing this well. Guys, that's enough. Oh, what's the matter? Could it be our hotshot leading man who sells out entire theatres is shy about being so popular? Don't you join in too? But of course, who can resist this awkward look of Katori's? When he's obviously over the moon but thinks it's uncool to get excited about compliments. Hatsuyuki lays bare my exact thoughts with a grin, and as Kazuya and the others laugh, the heat rising to my face might be enough to steam me alive. Alright, my cake is ready. I'm not late, am I? You're in such a good mood. What are you chatting about? Mieko-san, you got into Western desserts now on top of all the Japanese cooking? Since when? It's cake, it can't be. I learned from the cafe owner next door. Celebration needs something special. You like this flavor, don't you? Now, before we get into that, Matsuo-kun sneaking a bite. I saw him. Huh? I'm just sampling the flavor. It came out great. You guys, cut it out. I haven't had any yet. After the whirlwind of chaos, all that remains is an empty plate and cutlery smeared with cream. One by one, Kazuya persuades everybody to return to their rooms since it's getting late. The first floor, so lively a while ago, now hosts only Hatsuyuki and me, along with the scattered remnants of gold flakes, ribbons, and confetti. Every iota of strength has drained from my body. My eyelids are so heavy they can barely stay open. I'm so tired. It's gonna be such a hassle cleaning this up. Hatsuyuki chuckles when she hears this. Well, it's a celebration after all. It was Naniwa's idea, so let's leave the cleanup to him. What matters is that we all had fun. She skips light-footed up the stairs, then whirls back, wreathed by the lights, and waves at me. Okay, I still need to have a chat with Kazuya. It's been a long day. You better get some rest, superstar. We've still got that theatre trip tomorrow. I really am exhausted. Back in my room, I can't even bother to wash up or get changed properly. Almost as soon as my head sinks into the soft bedding, sleep engulfs my eyes. Perhaps because so much happened today, my sleep is flooded with a dizzying array of fragmented dreams. When I next open my eyes, the room is still shrouded in darkness. My body feels like lead, and a sharp, sour taste clings to the back of my tongue. I'm so thirsty. What time is it? I switch on the bedside lamp. The warm glow of the bulb sheds a dim amber light across the room. The desk clock emits a steady mechanical ticking. In the faint light, I can just make out the hour hand pointing to 11. I shut my eyes and try to will myself back to sleep, but my mind only grows more and more alert, and every sense sharpens with it. My ears are flooded with the sounds of the wind, the clockwork, and my own heavy breathing. Noises that I would normally overlook now echo through me like roaring thunder. Can't sleep. Might as well get some air. The troupe is dead silent at night. I gently close my door, treading carefully across the carpet. I wander idly through this still, unfamiliar building, by the ashen moonlight streaming in from the windows. My room, Hatsuyuki's, and Kazuya's are on the second floor. Hamuro-sensei's room is at the other end of the corridor, though they seldom stay over. It's probably gathering dust right now. Looking down over the corridor banister, I can see the reception hall and Kazuya's office. Opposite the office are the dressing room and rehearsal room. With nothing better to do, I reread the nameplates on all the doors, then follow the moonlit stairs upwards. The third floor houses the other members. Every door is shut tight, as if the occupants are already deep in slumber. The window at the end of the corridor looks out upon the late-night streets of Ginza. There's no sight or sound of humans, only the gas lamps and the stars shimmering together in soft hues. Nope. I tiptoe down the corridor, and as I pass one of the rooms, the murmur of voices brushes against my ears. I did eat something today. I tried to throw it up when I got back, but I just can't get it out clean. Is that Hatsuyuki? Do you think it'd be better to cut it open and clean it out? The person answering her seems to be standing farther away. The voice is too muffled to make out. Have you gotten any better at this? The stitching last time was a real mess. I could feel it even through the clothes. It's my fault too. The more times it's cut open, the harder it is to sew it back together. Usually I can empty things out just fine. I don't know what's wrong today. Are you too tired for this? It's winter, so it'll be a while before things start rotting. Should be fine, right? What are they talking about? I take an instinctive step back. The floor creaks beneath me. Who's there? Footsteps approach. I turn and flee. No time to worry about the noise. All I want is to get back to my room as fast as I can. My ears are ringing from the sprint, which drowns out any sound of the door opening and closing. It's only back in my room that I realize I'm gasping for breath. Can't go back out there. I lie back on the bed and steady my breathing. My mind can't help circling back to the words I overheard. Is Hatsuyuki sick? Before I can make sense of anything, sleep, summoned by all this exertion, claims me once more. Just before it takes me under, I think, no matter what, I have to apologize to her tomorrow. What's going on there? What's that about? A dreamless night passes. When I wake, it's already broad daylight outside. I tidy myself up and head downstairs. Kazuya and Hatsuyuki are already up on the first floor. Not sure what they're discussing. Is our sleeping beauty finally awake? We were just talking about you. Ghost, troop, ghost, troop. That's the game. No more smoochable aliens? No more smoochable aliens. Smoochable demons, maybe? Some kind of thing is going on. Someone was talking about stitching something back up and potentially cutting food out of themselves? I may have misunderstood, but that's the vibe I was getting. Is our sleeping beauty finally awake? We were just talking about you. We were just talking about what we were gonna do. About the Kotori situation. And if they can't eat, they might be ghosts. Also entirely possible. Morning, Kotori. What were you talking about? Me? We were wondering if we should get breakfast together, but Kazuya is such a busy guy I couldn't talk him into it. Yeah, there's an investor coming today, so I might be tied up this morning. Hatsuyuki shakes her head regretfully, then makes her way behind me and gives a little shove. Smoochable seamstresses, no matter what! Welcome, Miss Scott, how's it going? Looks like it. No, looks like it'll just be the two of us then. Hi there! A pleasure to see you again. By the time we get to the cafe, it's well into the morning. There are already a few tables occupied. The girl I saw yesterday is still seated in that same spot next to the window, her head slightly lowered as she sips her soup in silence. I force down my budding unease and find a spot to sit with Hatsuyuki. There's a partition adorned with greenery which blocks the view, making me feel somewhat better. Tabeen Day! It is Tabeen Day! Happy Tabeen Day, everyone! Hatsuyuki calls over a server and orders a cup of hot milk. I still don't have much of an appetite, so I just ask for a croissant. Something on your mind? I couldn't sleep last night. Oh, was that you that overheard us talking about all the weird stitching stuff? I guess you have to die then. Hatsuyuki adopts a theatrical look of dawning revelation. After the waiter sets down our food and walks away, she knits her brow and lowers her voice. So that was you. This might be a problem. What kind of problem? Are you sick? Or is that thing you mentioned? Magic? Spells? 10 hours of game from now. Yeah, of course Hatsuyuki is a ghost. Didn't you know? Look at her! Oh dear, I'm just teasing you. It's no big deal. I'm in good health. Let a girl have her little secrets. Heaven forbid a girl stitch herself back up after a meal. She picks up her cup and takes a sip. Though her face is wan, her demeanor still brims with vigor. Did I interrupt you two? You could say that. It's quite the shock. Sorry. Hatsuyuki sets down her cup, stroking her chin with mock serious air. To make amends, how about you go to Yokohama with me to see the flowers after the performance? I hear they've opened a new park over there. You and Kazuya both need to take a break sometime in spring. It's settled then. Alright, eat up before your feet get soggy. Don't rush me, I'm gonna choke. We finish our meal, and just as we leave the cafe, a car pulls up to the alley entrance. A young man gets out of the car, shakes open a black umbrella, then bends down to open the back door. What's going on with this young man, you ask? We'll find out after the ad break, because I also do need to go and pee, and I need to refill my water bottle, because otherwise, Glottal will murder me. They have permission. They have the willpower. The only thing I don't know necessarily is whether or not they have the means to bring it out. Yeah, I'll be back in a little sec. Scott, if you're encouraging me to get that pee, I'm not 100% sure that you know how going to the toilet works. kind of the inverse of the typical plan. At least in my case. You know, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but it's certainly not my general way of behaving. Oh, I'm really digging this, though. Like, I love a good horror game, and like things are already so weird and bad. I love it. All those videos were reversed for Scott. When you say how many videos have you been watching on this topic, may I ask? Feel free not to answer. That is invasive of me, but I am just curious. Scott's point? Learning fascinating things about my audience here today. Alright then, maybe I'm just the weird one. Guess I'll talk to my doctor about that sometime. A young man gets out of the car, shakes open a black umbrella, then bends down to open the back door. Feel encouraged not to answer, even. A long-haired man draped in a houri steps out of the car. The umbrella shields him from the swirling snow, and even as he is escorted into the alley, his striking scarlet figure stands out stark against the sea of grey. Oh, what a sentence! His striking scarlet figure stands out stark against the sea of grey. Oh! Feels good to say. I'm really liking the writing in this as well. My gaze lingers on his back. When that face comes into view, even for a fleeting glance, I can't help but freeze. Who is he? I mean, who's he? I'm gonna ask way more casually. What was that? Nothing. Let's go. The theatre reserved for the premiere isn't large, but its decor is surprisingly exquisite. You two are members of Emerald Eye, right? Are you here to check on the auditorium setup? Setup? Mochizuki-san has rented a small auditorium here for rehearsing on a long-term basis. It's been set up as requested. I can show you two around now. How is he paying for all of this? Are we free to use it? Of course. Please follow me. We follow the theatre staff down a hallway carpeted in red wool, finally stopping before a massive door of black walnut. Gah. Startled me. The door stands ajar. It takes the staff member some effort to pull it all the way open, revealing a sizable thrust stage. I don't know what a thrust stage is. The grand drapes are drawn, exposing the set behind. Several crew members are adjusting the lighting. Just as our guide said, this place is ready for use. You'd be surprised how many auditoriums you can rent if you don't need to pay granny drugs. Hatsuyuki stares briefly at the stage, then turns around. She's silhouetted against the lamplight. What have they been doing on that stage? She's silhouetted against the lamplight. Her eyes gleam from the shadows. Now this doesn't happen every day. How about we give it a go? In the blink of an eye, Hatsuyuki whips out 2 scripts as if by magic. She tucks one into my arms, and I feel an answering twinge of eagerness. Ever since the accident, Kazuya has insisted on my recuperation. It's only in the rehearsal rooms that I regain any sense of being an actor. Faced with the real stage, however I feign nonchalance, there's no deceiving myself. I can't pretend I have no desire to stand upon it. Well then, let's try it. Why, oh why? What I wish to write, what I long to say, that is all which matters. Nothing else, no worldly concerns should hobble my steps. Sensei, are you there? I've brought you some rice. You haven't been to class lately. The students are all worried, so I came to check on you. Is everything alright? Why didn't the others come? They have household chores to attend to. I haven't fully recovered from my illness yet, and I'm not needed at home. I figured I'd come see you. I can but silence her. Peaceful days will be mine once more, for a time. Time, precious time. I simply need to make it an accident. In that case, come in. Did anyone see you? I'm just gonna... Ugh. The spotlight falls on Hatsuyuki. She opens her mouth, but no sound comes out. It's her line next. Why isn't she speaking? In the stifling, frozen silence, my unease grows. I hear the crew muttering. Hatsuyuki? The instant I say her name, her body sways. Then she collapses heavily onto the stage, landing with a dull thud. What's wrong? Are you okay? My mind explodes into tumult. I practically trip over myself, scrambling to her side. She lies quietly on the cold, dusty floor, her cheeks smudged with a trace of greyish powder. No matter how I shake her, there's no hint of a response. I reach out a trembling hand. Holding my breath, I gently bring it closer to her nose. She's not breathing. I push my nerveless hands against her chest and press up and down again and again. It has to work. She'll be fine after this. That's what they will say. I press until my hair tumbles over my eyes, until fine beads of sweat ooze from my forehead. Hatsuyuki opens her mouth and lets out a soft sigh. I knew it. I knew it would work. Thank goodness. Hatsuyuki, don't scare me like that. Please, wake up. Wake up. Stiffly, I press my ear against her chest. There's no pulse of life. Only coldness and decay and a cloying sweetness wafting from her collar like rotten fruit. Oh no. Oh no. This has to be a joke. Just a joke. It can't be. No. You were just talking. Don't tease me. What's wrong? Are you mad at me? Hatsuyuki's lips are parted, unspeaking. I stare at her face. What changes have I missed in the past minute, the past half hour, the past day? Her eyes are wide open, usually an adorable sight, but now those unblinking, glassy eyes fill me with a terror that drenches me in cold sweat. I can't look directly at them. How absurd everything suddenly is now. How ridiculous. We ate together, made plans to look at flowers in Yokohama, and were enthusiastically performing just minutes ago. How can someone just die like this? Like every colour is drained away in the blink of an eye, leaving behind nothing but a pale, empty shell. Where did she go? So much noise around me. After a while, it occurs to me that the crew is screaming. Someone pulls me away. I tumble to the ground. It doesn't even hurt. Hey, watch out! Something's wrong! Call Kazumatsu-san! The stage lights shine down upon her. White light enshrouding white corpse. White dust drifting in the air. Uniformed people close in around the body. Minus 10% numbness! I don't know, I think this is like plus 500% numbness. Uniformed people close in around the body, and the glassy green eye peers through a gap in the crowd, staring straight in my direction. Suddenly, it shifts. I blink my dry eyes and finally see, in the shadows, amidst the dust and the lights, lurks a green-eyed monster. Ooh, you can see some shapes going on in there, oh no. Pretty numb to me. Looks like welcome in, how you doing, lovely? The monster ripples outwards, flowing across the stage. The monster looks at me. It crouches over Hatsuyuki's body, like a soul untethered from flesh, a fetus bursting from the womb. I've seen it before, in the mirror. The white-feathered monster. Ah, the duck! The white-feathered monster! Oh no! I love this music as well. Oh my god! What the fuck? This rules. This rules! How very impolite of you, Mochitsuki-kun. I merely came to inquire how the boy is doing. I never imagined matters would take such a hazardous turn. Alas, now that it has come to this, I can only offer my sincerest apologies. You... Has your wound split open? Youngsters are so reckless with their health. I'd appreciate you keeping this meeting between us, Mochitsuki-kun. After all, when it comes to family, it's only natural to get a little carried away. Wouldn't you agree? You drove Kotori away years ago. He doesn't remember a thing now. Why are you still... Why? Mochitsuki-kun, you ought to understand the reason better than I do. One more thing. I rather suspect that my dear Kotori remains unaware of whatever you and Miss Baryakinskaya have been keeping from him. Am I right? How do you know that? Minoru-san, the snow has stopped. Oh, Minoru-san, the snow has stopped. My, look at the time. Well then, let us draw this little encounter to a close. Mochizuki-kun, if you'd be so kind as to inform your teacher that I would very much like a word with them in the coming days. Preferably sooner, rather than later. Come along, Shrina. So, I think, unless I'm mistaken, I think that was the scene I was advised to end at in terms of finding a good stopping point. I'm gonna keep going for a bit though. We got 40 more minutes, and I wanna know what's happening. I wanna know what goes on. I wanna know. So many stitches. My, this is quite something. The skin seems partly translucent. What's this? Ugh, they like that powder. Blah, blah. They laid on that powder really thick. It's pretty well preserved. I've never seen a spell like this before. Fine piece of work. Well, since it could go on stage, I guess with enough makeup it looks just like a living person. No wonder you called me in. Good job remembering to evacuate the civilians this time. Declare it a medical emergency, whatever works. Where's the person who came in with it? Did you get a rundown yet? Still no response. Come on, did it really scare him out of his wits? Hey, look up. Okay, this is who it is. An acute, intense jolt of pain spreads through my jaw. But it's nothing. Nothing compared to the dying agonies that Hatsuyuki endured as she lay there. Your weird body crap. Glottal, you're ready. You're ready to make me look after myself, you beast! You monster! I'm getting caught on many cables. Give me about 2 minutes to get out of them. Thank you, Glottal. But it's nothing. Nothing compared to the dying agonies that Hatsuyuki endured as she laid there. Didn't think about my order of operations there. I am talking a lot today. I'm going to be talking a lot this week. Hooah! We like it when crowd. Aww. Aw, shucks. Little old me. But it's nothing. Nothing compared to the dying agonies that Hatsuyuki endured as she laid there. If I'd noticed earlier, would everything be different? Anguish engulfs me, smothering me, rising from the depths of my dried-out eyes. My mind restlessly chews through memories, spitting out scraps of details I once missed. If only we'd gone to the hospital earlier, gone back to rest earlier, if only... Somebody is speaking. The sound grates like the ringing in my ears. Hey, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Sir? I thought I was supposed to have some magic talent. Why could I only watch her die right before my eyes? Something so useless, utterly useless. Was it because of that monster? It followed me here and killed Hatsuyuki, and I did nothing but lead it to its prey. I've had enough of this. Ignore me, will you? Snap out of it! Ah! A gust of wind pierces sharply through the side of my neck, then dissipates, leaving behind an icy sting and a damp sensation spreading across my skin. My nerves, trembling from the narrow escape, pull me back to the very reality I refuse to face. I look up and see a familiar face. It's the woman who I saw stinking drunk at the udon stall last night. She's standing before me now, arms crossed, gazing at me with obvious displeasure. At the sight of my face, she briefly falters and her brows draw together, but she swiftly regains that impatient expression. Huh, so it's you. Me? She doesn't seem to be bothered by the conversation we overheard last night. She just turns again to glance towards the crowd of uniformed police, all huddled around Hatsuyuki. Last night, I remember you and that girl, right? The one lying there, the deceased. You two were close, weren't you? Do you know if there was anything going on with her recently? Any illnesses or unusual relationships? Just anything out of the ordinary that happened to her? A sticky, acrid bitterness spreads across my tongue. I could rake through every remaining memory in my amnesia-ridden brain and turn up nothing, and then accidentally open the save menu. Hatsuyuki is the same girl I've always known. I don't know anything. Sorry. The woman's eyes crinkle. Her expression softens as she sits down next to me. Feeling nervous? It's okay. I'm just here to get a sense of the situation. Lots of crime witnesses don't realize that anything they've seen might be useful to us. It's probably the same with you. She might be right, but my instincts keep going back to that monster. The one that seemed to be born from Hatsuyuki's corpse. Must have something to do with her death, along with what I overheard last night. But I don't know how to bring this up. The woman seems to sense my inner turmoil. She offers a reassuring smile, but it feels a little out of place. Now, I'll ask, you'll answer. Fair enough? I'd like you to be honest with me. I'm Itsuru Kazumatsuru, Special Investigation Division. And you are? Always helps to know who I'm talking to. Kotori Sakuma. Special Investigation Division? I'm not surprised you haven't heard of us. Know anything about parapsychology? I've heard of a society run by professors from the Imperial University doing research on extrasensory perception. Close enough. There are certain incidents that current knowledge, or should I say technology, can't quite explain. Those fall under our jurisdiction. Of course, as an ordinary civilian, you've got nothing to worry about. We just have our own methods, which is best not to make public knowledge. In a city as busy as Tokyo, any secret that gets out makes its way across the city in a few days. A fun thought is that if this is around 1920s, this might be happening contemporaneously with death and Phaeology. At this very moment, over in New York, someone is failing at their task of Fae-based, I've forgotten the words. Investigation, we'll go with. The specific word that I have forgotten. Oh well. Doesn't matter. The city is busy as Tokyo. Any secret that gets out makes its way across the city in a few days. Forensics! That's the word. There we go. I can rest easy tonight. Parapsychology. Does ring a bell. I hear there's a group of scholars fervently devoted to Western theories trying to replicate telepathy and clairvoyance. Still, for the police to establish a department like this, does that have anything to do with those magic users Hatsuyuki mentioned? No, I can't dwell on this right now. That monster might be... Alright, what do you want to know? In that case, I'll cut to the chase. From your point of view, over the past, let's say 6 months... Parapsychology, you say? Would you say the deceased displayed no major changes compared to today? Seemed to behave normally, never fell seriously ill, so on? Yes. Was there anyone she met with regularly? I mean, one-on-one, family, friends, doctors, anyone at all? I rack my brain, but all that occurs to me is that outside of performances, Hatsuyuki spends almost the entire past year with the troupe. For some reason, Hatsuyuki and the others all seldom went out. No, except for Kazuya and me, and maybe Hamura-sensei. She hardly ever left the troupe. When she was mostly with me or our mutual friend, I rarely saw her approach anyone else on her own. Seems like the supply was pretty stable. So, did anything unusual happen in the past few days? Did she do or say something out of the ordinary? Of course, it's fine if not. Last night at dinner, she ate something she normally dislikes. Despite saying this, I honestly can't be certain. Hatsuyuki and I were very close this past year as I dealt with my amnesia, but like most friends who see each other regularly, we didn't actually have meals together very often. We only occasionally mentioned our food preferences in passing. Only now, confronted with this situation, do I realize how much of a fool I've been. I see. Alright then. That covers the basics. Now we'll get into some questions related to the special nature of our division. It might give you a scare, but there's no time to ease you into things. You don't know what's going on with a corpse, do you? Her lips move, parting and closing, slicing the words into shards that drive themselves into my ears, steady and relentless. If I'm not mistaken, she's been dead for quite some time. It's still unclear what could sustain a corpse's activity for this long, with next to no decay. We'll have to hold off on a closer examination until we bring the body back. How? Ever since I first met Hatsuyuki, she's always been the same. With me, with everyone else. How could she have been dead this whole time? My voice is on the verge of cracking, but Kazumatsuru just arches an eyebrow. She seemed just like anyone else for a long time. She spoke and she smiled, vibrant down to the smallest detail. Isn't that right? I've dealt with a few similar cases. It's rare, but not impossible. You might want to ask that mutual friend of yours if something happened to her when you weren't around. Her body shows extensive blunt force injury and numerous suture scars, like she's been pieced together. Some of the wounds have been stitched multiple times. The surrounding muscle and skin is severely damaged. Specifically, from here to there. Kazumatsuru reaches out, tracing a line from my shoulder down to my knee until her hand finally presses against my spasming stomach. I try to swallow, but find my throat scorched dry. It throbs with a deep-seated, knife-sharp pain. Kazumatsuru's eyes meet mine. I see my own reflection frozen stiff in her calm pink gaze, eyes wide and staring, expression blank, a picture of utter absurdity. I haven't gotten my question, but it looks like you've got something on your mind. Well, out with it. You want to know why your friend ended up like this, don't you? Spit it out, it might open another lead for us. I open my mouth. My voice comes out hoarser than I realized. Who did this to her? And more than that, who could get Hatsuyuki to cover for them? I overheard Hatsuyuki at our place last night. She was complaining about having to cut something open to take it out. Was it something we ate together yesterday? Probably. A living corpse doesn't have functioning organs. The food scraps just rot away in the stomach. And? You're hesitating. Anything else? My voice comes out hoarser than I expected. When Hatsuyuki collapsed, I also saw a white monster. A white monster? A white monster with wings, its head unfolding like a lily. Kazumatsuru's expression abruptly transforms. Her bright eyes pin me to the spot, like a serpent locking onto its prey. Okay, last question. As Kazumatsuru speaks, she switches back to that look of mild impatience, like that spasm of emotion just now was nothing by my imagination. This is supposed to be the part where I squeeze a confession out of you, but forget it. Do you know who you've rubbed the wrong way? What? When it comes to the cases we deal with, I don't generally explain all this nonsense to the people involved. Parapsychology this, special division that, it all sounds way too far-fetched, like something out of a novel. We have our ways of making sure you spill every last detail you know and don't remember a single thing afterwards. You won't even dream about it. When closing a case, for most people, and even society at large, all we have to do is find a plausible excuse to smooth things over. Say, an acute heart attack, or a stroke, or maybe drug abuse. There are all sorts of stories to run with, and evidence is easy to come by. Of course, getting poisoned by a male companion in a premeditated murder, that works too. Why did it have to happen in the theatre, in front of all these people? Chalk it up to the suspect's sense of ceremony. As for those things the suspect heard and the white monster he saw, they serve as further proof that this actor was so immersed in drama he lost the ability to distinguish between fantasy and reality. Delirious and raving, he turned his blade on the victim, who came to the theatre with him. During our inquiry, he notes that he avoids eye contact. His demeanour is furtive, as if he's hiding something. This is highly suspicious. After a few rounds of questioning, the witnesses will all develop the same impression. Do you follow what I'm saying? You're threatening me. Very clever, but let's not put it that way. Call it a mutually beneficial opportunity. You don't want to know what happens to the people we take into custody. What do you get out of telling me all this? You've got a real knack for tough questions, you know that? Her roar of laughter draws the attention of the remaining officers in the theatre. Maybe I should have gone bigger on that, I guess. But she casually waves them away. You're threatening me some more. She turns back to me, dashing the tears of laughter from her eyes, and slowly holds up 2 fingers. First off, someone asked me to stir up some trouble for you, but I can't stand him. Second, it's because of that thing you saw. A head cleft like a blossom lined with fangs, wings towed in its wake like a weighty shadow. Should the might of its attention befall thee, then shall the 8 emerald eyes swivel as one. Lord Octopterapes. Lord Octopterapes, as those black magic practitioners call it, have spent years in hot pursuit of it and its followers. Ah, a goose. It appears next to the deceased, meaning that your friend, who was turned into a living corpse, was almost certainly under the control of a black mage who worships it. Lord Octagonopus blah. Octagonopus. Bleh. Words is hard. It's very hard to take the word swivel seriously, unfortunately. It is a pretty whimsical word, huh? One sec, sorry. We're after the same thing. Don't you want to learn the truth behind her death? That mage is sure to know more than either of us. I can let you walk out of that door unharmed, but in return, you have to help me find them. Our English translator made up that word. Octopteropes. Tell them I'm very angry. I can let you walk out of that door unharmed, but in return, you have to help me find them. I guess I don't have much of a choice. What do you want from me? Ordinary people can't see the shadows of the gods. You can do that, can't you? With those words, Kazumatsuru extends her hand before me. A whirling gale erupts from her palm, striking me square in the face. I instinctively hold my breath, my ears filled with the lingering wail of the wind. This is... I clamp my mouth shut, but I can tell from Kazumatsuru's face that it's too late. You don't have to get into specifics. I'm not that much of a snoop, and I'm not interested in the Sakama family secrets. The point is, the fact that you can see Lord Octopteropes makes you a rare and irresistible new recruit for him. I'll find some way to get the news to them. But judging from that reaction just now, you have something you'd rather keep from me, don't you? If you like, you can go take care of whatever you want first. I'll be in touch when I can. Or we can wrap this up quickly, and then I'll handle the rest myself, meaning you'll be out of it. What do you think? Hunt for white Octopteropes. It's not gonna help. Cosho. I understand now. She's proposed to her option. You know what? I think weird shit is happening back at the house. I want to see what's going on. Sorry, I want to head back first. Then take this. Kazumatsuru pulls out a wallet from nowhere, extracts a stiff card and thrusts it into my hand before I can refuse. It's an exquisitely crafted business card, with black lettering against a white background. It has a solid heft to it, and the embossed patterns graze subtly against my fingertips, like the touch of a chill wind. Her name, number, and address are printed neatly on the card. Under the dim light, I can see flecks of gold powder glistening amidst the ink. There's no other unnecessary embellishment. Shimbashi. A personal card? For a personal matter. She shrugs and brushes off non-existent dust from her clothes. When you've gotten things sorted, give this number a ring. Just ask for me. You have 3 days, and if you try giving me the slip, well, I'm still a government employee. I think you get the idea. Yeah. There's one more thing I'd like to ask of you. I like that look of yours. Go on, tell me. Hatsuyuki's body... no, corpse. Can I take a look later? Once I've spoken to the others in troupe. It won't take long. Oh? Now that it's come to this, I have to see things through myself. So much I've forgotten. Hatsuyuki was already like this when I met her, and now that she's gone, I can't let those scars be buried with her. At the very least, I need to know. You've never seen a corpse up close, have you, oh dainty young master? Try not to scare yourself, silly. Well, since you ask, of course I can arrange a little thing like that, but you'll have to wait until the autopsy is over at least. Thank you. Chief, we're heading back with this, and then... I know. Be careful with that or I'll dock your pay when we get back. She stands up, shoots me a parting glance, and then strolls off towards the stage. Hatsuyuki's body is lifted onto a stretcher in a flurry of activity. Her arm dangles over the side, swaying I'm beginning to think we don't have object permanence. I mean, there is also magic. Just saying. Her arm dangles over the side, swaying stiffly with each jostle. Finally, together with the crowd, she vanishes beyond the heavy door. Is it whenever I get a word significantly wrong, you're like, ah, this girl needs fixing. This girl needs to sort herself out. Is that the pattern? Maybe. By the time I leave the theatre, it's getting dark. I'm going to start saying all the words really slowly. By the time I leave the theatre, it's getting dark. I only realised then that my clothes are soaked in cold sweat. Just the sudden panic I had midway through that sentence. If I trip over on a word in this sentence, I am fucked. There is no going back from that. The wind's bitter cold seeps into my bones, stripping away any trace of warmth. Pale snow falls, dissolving beneath light just as pale. Smoke-stained clouds loom overhead, leaden and oppressive. I have to pull my coat tight around me before I can walk into the crowd, its clamour still reverberating through the night. The cacophony washes over me. Predictions for seasonal fashion trends, reviews of various cafes, plans for the upcoming holidays, and the pervasive scent of money changing hands. But the voice worth listening to is gone forever. Getting slower and slower forever. How do I tell Kazuya? How do I tell Kazuya and the others? First I have to pull myself together. Kazuya's bound to cry when he finds out. If I carry on like this, how is he going to cope? I read the pervasive stench of monkey hands. I'm not doing too hot either. You know what? The language used in this game, it's really good, right? Like, I imagine the original writing was really good, but the translation is clearly done very well with it as well. Like, yeah, it's really good prose. It's so unbearably cold. When I turn into the narrow alley, what awaits me is a serene hush. A significant mispronunciation. The floorboards creak as I push the door open. The snow outside is still thin on the ground. In contrast, the shadows and silence pool deep and dark within the room. It's completely still, as if no one is here. Pervasive stench of monkey hands, yeah. Why not? Why are the lights out? Kazuya? Surprise! Again! Not a single sound stirs in the house, only the dull thud of my voice against the floorboards. Weird. It's been a whole day. You should be done with the investors by now. Kazuya? I have to talk to you. Are you there? I raise my voice a little, but there's still no reply. Naniwa-kun? Abaratani-kun? Miyako-san? As silence diffuses through the empty house, waves of darkness wash over my face. Behind me lies the doorway to daylight, still within reach, but the viscous tendrils of fear are growing, snaking their way up my ankles. In this darkness, I spy something on the floor, a jumbled pile of shapes slumped over like sacks stuffed with cotton and straw. My stomach, which had barely settled, clenches again. Tension hangs thick in the air. The faint scent of snow from outside has already dissipated in the room's warmth. As I shuffle forward, what reaches my nose instead is a hint of rust, a bitter, salty sweet whiff of metal. I fumble for the light switch. I flick it on, and what sears itself into my sight is a sea of familiar faces, sprawled on the floor, motionless. I feel like that might be where some entrails would be shown. Naniwa, who bumped into me when I got out of the car, now lies quietly in a corner, Kazuya's briefcase next to him. He's as ghastly pale as the lifeless Hatsuyuki, as everyone else lying here. The people whom I knew so well, with whom I spent every day for a year or even longer, it's like they've all conspired to stage a cruel joke. But no matter how I shake their limp bodies, I can't summon those familiar voices. The floor at the foot of the stairs is stained with dark splotches. In the lamplight, they gleam a baleful crimson, almost black. I've lost track of how I pushed my way into each room. At first I still harboured a sliver of hope, just enough to knock and wait for a possible response. But the silence spreads like a pestilence, peeling away that mannered facade of self-deception. Absolute silence drives one mad, and yet unfathomably, I still have enough strength to move. My body seems to act of its own accord. All I can muster are panicked breaths, so loud and harsh they drown out the roaring silence. Behind so many doors lie the dead scattered everywhere I look, bodies limp like puppets with severed strings. Opening each door is like unveiling a crudely made diorama. They loll on the beds, fingers still clasping books that now sink into the soft carpet. Their bodies are grotesquely wedged between baroque chairs and desked? How did I even do that one? Baroque chairs and desks, contorted into arcs worthy of a dancer. Lol? They loll, with 2 L's at the end. Okay, Glottal, I'll fix my weird body. Ooh, Warthog. The heavy, turbulent sweetness of rotting fruit now spreads unchecked. It seeps through the corridor, mingling with the aromas of fresh-cut flowers and welcoming incense, swelling my almost frozen brain until it's fit to burst. I mechanically inspect the rooms one by one, growing numb to find bodies behind every door. Numbness, +10. Maybe I'm no different from the mythical Grim Reaper who claims a life with every door he opens. What torments me most of all is that I can't find Kazuya. Before I know it, I've moved from the 1st to the 3rd floor. The interval seems to have vanished into some monstrous maw. When I regain my senses, my hand is already resting on the final doorknob. The room I fled from last night. The door I didn't find the courage to open until everyone was gone. It's pitch black inside the room. The blinds are drawn so tightly that not even a sliver of moonlight peeks through. Only the acrid odour of disinfectant fills the air. I grope across the wall for a while before finding the switch. With a crisp click, everything I once imagined and prayed would never come true is laid bare beneath the sterile white light, gleaming with a spectral chill. The operating table is draped in creased pale green gauze, marked with old but still conspicuous bloodstains. Those surgical tools that once carved and stitched flesh now lie quiescent in a tray, and atop a stack of gauze rests a small lump of something soft and rancid. Limp, spongy, and bitter to the taste, easily ground to small pieces by teeth. Konjac. My arm itches. As I shift, a feather falls from my sleeve. I have no idea when it got in there. A feather with an emerald green shaft and a dazzling white plume. It's a lot like that monster's feather, but strangely enough I feel no fear. I doubt it matters much, compared to everything before me. Calling this an operating room would be a stretch. The space is cramped. A single turn of the head and a flick of the eyes makes an unpleasant truth abundantly clear. There's no one here. Excuse me? One sec. This is probably where Hatsuyuki lay, and was cut open over and over. As far as I can make out, the room has been tidied. There's almost no remaining trace of who the other person might have been. Beside the operating table stands a medicine cabinet. It's full of bottles and jars, all labelled with printed tags. Opening the cabinet, I turn the labels toward me one by one. I mostly find glass bottles marked as alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, and formalin. But one test tube, half full of a transparent liquid, is devoid of any label, except a tiny trace of glue that wasn't quite peeled off. The test tube is corked tight. After a struggle, I manage to pry it open, and I will come to regret this 1,000 times over. The smell! Why this of all things? From the yellow test tube gushes that cloying reek of rotting fruit. Oh no, duck. As I return to the first floor, my steps feel weightless, like I'm walking on clouds. I've come unmoored from reality. If only I could fall from here, close my eyes once and for all. Why don't I? Naniwa, Abaratani, and Mieko are still lying there, motionless. They must be long dead, even longer than I realized. When I unfasten Naniwa's clothes, my numb fingers don't quite obey. The buttons slip through my fingers twice, staying stubbornly lodged in the buttonholes. It takes me about 3 minutes, or maybe 5? I've lost track. Time crawls by, as if my sheer focus is slowing it to a halt. Peeling off the heavy winter clothes reminds me of what I've read in books, about the engrossing process of preparing winter bamboo shoots. And when my fingers make contact with the cool, yielding skin, what comes to mind is the cream I smear on my face for stage makeup, slick and warming quickly with body heat. But here there are no bamboo shoots, no fragrant creams. Only burn marks, lacerations, raw, oozing flesh hidden beneath long sleeves, and running across the abdomen, scars from repeated slicing and stitching. That's all I see, and that alone is enough. I'm seized by an inexplicable urge to laugh out loud, but my lips refuse to curl into a smile. How unbecoming of a skilled actor to not be able to command his muscles. My eyes are stinging. I keep them wide open. Not a single tear escapes. So that's how it is. What on earth was going through your mind last night when you said those things to me? Turns out I was the only one fooled by you all this whole time. Hey, maybe check your own stomach, Katori. Hey, maybe. I dress Naniwa again. Nearby, Kazuya's briefcase lies askew. Its leather strap is snapped and the buckle split open, revealing a small crack stained with fresh blood. I wipe it with my sleeve, but it won't come off. I have no idea where your owner is. I'd better fix you first, if I'm going to bring you to him. I try to fasten the buckle and lift it. The briefcase is light, almost too light, but it's clearly smashed beyond repair. Fragile hinges can't bear the weight, and it bursts wide open, both halves swinging in the air. A photo frame hits the ground, its thud muted by the soft carpet. Apart from that, the briefcase is completely empty. The exposed lining is a dull black, which seems to swallow all the glaring brightness that overwhelms me. That's all? What is this? I flip the frame right side up. Sealed behind the pristine glass is a photograph. A group photo of the troupe, one I have no memory of. Everyone is beaming widely. The meadow and unfamiliar wildflowers behind them look so soft, even in the monochrome hues. Taken spring 1918. Better put this back for him. I wipe the dust off the glass with my clothes and hands, but drops of water keep falling, smearing the glass with unsightly marks that just won't go away. I scrub until my stiff fingertips start to ache. Only then does it look a little cleaner. This should do. I splay the briefcase across my lap and replace the polished photo frame inside. The soft velvet lining grazes my fingers, then snags them, slowly drawing them deeper and deeper. That feeling surges through my veins again, the familiar sensation that something is pulling me towards it. The next instant, the world dissolves in a whirl. Darkness devours my vision. I'm seized by a brief, unrelenting weightlessness that scrambles every thought in my mind, leaving me dizzy and reeling, too feeble to even vomit. Oh hey! At last, a pinpoint of light pierces the veil of darkness, and I feel something cold and hard beneath me. It seems that this storm-tossed vessel has finally drifted to a halt. I'm lying on a damp stone surface. The air is thick with the scent of moss and soil after rain. Vast rock faces tower on either side of me. Their lower reaches are studded with ancient torches. On the higher cliffs loom crude carvings of massive figures, their features long since worn away by the elements. I strain my eyes, peering upwards. All I can see is a narrow strip of sky wedged between the cliff faces, extending endlessly beyond sight. Some dim light trickles down, but even combined with the torches, these depths remain shrouded in darkness. Every cranny is filled with the flickering shadows of boulders. What's going on? Where am I? I struggle to my feet. My clothes are sodden with muddy water. It feels unpleasant, even disgusting. Still, I have no choice but to keep them on against the fleeting gusts of wind. I take a look around, but the only conclusion I can reach is that I'm in the depths of some unknown chasm. I remember I was touching Kazuya's briefcase. My confusion deepens. Kazuya has always had that briefcase, ever since my memories began afresh. Could he and Hatsuyuki both be hiding something from me? No. I need to get out of here first, then ask him. He has to know something. I take a few tentative steps forward. I can keenly feel the puddles and moss slick beneath my feet, clinging to my soles, ready to send me sprawling if I put a foot wrong. As I follow the line of torches now and then, something briefly obscures the light overhead. This is really cool, right? When I look up, I catch sight of shadows, minuscule or massive, or sometimes it's a ripple of emerald green flickering from light to dark. As I gaze at that swath of green, the tugging sensation grows stronger. My heart is pounding so hard it almost bursts out of my chest, until the colour finally fades away. This space belongs to Kazuya, and just like him, it simply listens in silence to the echo of my footsteps. I'm not sure how long I walk before a sprawling mass of boulders blots out the strip of sky. Before me appears a plain white torii gate, flickering with blue light like a burning flame. It softly beckons to me, silently inviting my touch. My pulse and breath both quicken. That translucent blue seems to be reeling my heart in. I step towards it, and a familiar dizziness washes over me once again. So you're back. I've been looking all over for you. Sakuma-kun! Sakuma-kun, wakey wakey! Sleeping on the floor is bad for you. A voice drifts into my ears, distant but crystal clear. You're finally awake. When I open my eyes, the first floor is completely transformed. The bodies strewn on the ground have all vanished, as have the bloodstains. Everything is spotless under the bright lamplight, as if nothing ever happened. A familiar figure stands before me, blocking most of the lamp's glare. The briefcase which was in my lap now dangles from their hand. The strap and buckle is still broken, but somehow the case is neatly clasped shut. Hamuro-sensei? What are you doing here? I was planning to have a chat with Mochitsuki-kun about a few things, but when I got here, that scared the living daylights out of me. When I came back, there you were. Why did you fall asleep sitting here and opening Mochitsuki-kun's briefcase? You really shouldn't do that. I wasn't asleep. Where did they all go? You mean the children? I've taken them to a safe place. Don't worry, those pesky little flies won't come buzzing around anytime soon. Flies? So Hatsuyuki is with those people. It's a bit tricky, but it's not really our problem. They'll probably say she dropped dead from acute illness or something. They always do. Point is that neither you nor the troupe will have anything to do with it. But more importantly, there's something you need to know. Kazuya is in the hospital. What? When I showed up, he was just here, right where you were sitting. Looks like somebody really roughed him up. He was so worn out he couldn't even talk to me, poor thing. I had business with him, but alas, he doesn't play along as nicely as you do. Just couldn't wake him up, so I had to take him to the hospital first. Do you want to go visit? The doctor said he'll probably be asleep all day, so be sure to keep it down. Where is he? Not too far from here. Let me think. Yes, the Tokyo GK Hospital, room 201. If you're going, I won't see you out, but you won't be bringing this along. Just tell Kazuya I borrowed it. As Hamuro speaks, they give the briefcase a little shake. A smile is vivid on their face. I haven't even had any room to think, but I can't dwell on all this now. Got it. Goodbye then. Oh, by the way, I've never been inside. Let me know when you have a moment. How was the view in the case? Well then, Looks like I really was the only one in the dark. Forget it. Kazuya's situation comes first. As for Hatsuyuki and the troupe, I'll bring that up later, once he's awake. It's not far to the station. The bright streets are bathed in moonlight, and snow is piled high on both sides of the road, reflecting the glow of the streetlights. Signuppy, if you're still in chat, how much more of this route of the demo is there? Because we're pretty much coming up on time. And if it's like literally 3 dialogue boxes, I'll finish it. But if not, I'm going to end it here, I think. This is another good stopping point. Perfect. This was really good! Ah! Yeah, absolutely loved every facet of this one. The writing's incredible. The art and style are just gorgeous. And, oh, it's so scary. Ah! I want to play more. Unfortunately, I have limited all of my games to 2 hours, because otherwise, I might die. I'm already doing a lot. However, if you have enjoyed this game, check out the description if you're on YouTube. I know you're not going to be there, Ravane, unless maybe you now will, just to spite me. Who knows? Or check out the link up there in the pinned post. Yeah, this game's excellent. I love it. I can't wait to see more. Everyone go check it out. Yes, do please wishlist it, everyone. It's absolutely well worth it. This is so good. Thank you so much for getting in touch with me, Signuppy, about this. This was an excellent, excellent choice. And so, however, we have our final game up next. Love is in the Airship, a Yuri dating sim. To be fair, we didn't get to the romance one so much. I'm so curious who Ravane is. They can see the on-screen chat just about, maybe. Sorry for banging my mic. Yes, we've got a Yuri dating sim up next, which I think will be a bit more lighthearted than this one. And more romance, probably? Lesbian time. Lesbian time. Welcome in, Drainog. But yes, I'm going to take a little bit of a intermission while we get that all set up. See y'all in a bit.